Today, we're dishing on our favorite interview tips, what to do after the interview. I'm Jenn, a career coach and your go-to gal for all things career advice.
And I'm Gina, and hopefully we're gonna help some people get their next job.
Welcome to Job Search Stories.
So you prep for the interview, you crush that interview, and now you have to wait to hear back. Very anxiety-inducing, but that might just be for me. So I want to know, how long should someone typically wait to hear a response after an interview? Before you answer, let's see what the internet thinks. So different Reddit posts have said different things. One Reddit post says 2 weeks. Another one says 5 to 7 days, which is essentially a week. What do you think as the actual expert?
I mean, really, they're both right. You know, it just varies.
Yeah.
It varies by company, it varies by the situation, but there really is some research behind it. From a general standpoint, recommend waiting at least a week before you can expect to hear feedback. But if we actually look at the research, there's some stats that say 44% of people get feedback from the employer within just a few weeks.
Yeah.
37% get feedback within 1 week, and less than 4% get feedback within a day. I think if you're getting feedback within a day, it's either really positive or really negative.
They're like, denied.
They're like, yes. We love you. We're scheduling your interview now because we want to get you on the books. We want you to talk to the next person.
Yep. We've done that.
Let's lock it down.
We've definitely done that. And we suggested that if you're feeling like you're being ghosted, just to keep that hope alive and just follow up, which we have a lot of tips on how to follow up. In response to that, though, someone commented and they were just like, false. Is that too simple? Is the person right in denying your advice and saying, false? What do you think?
I mean, like, tell me more. Is it all of it? All of it you don't agree with? And honestly, it could just be their lived experience, right? There are things that happen. Sometimes there are internal changes. Maybe the job posting is now closed. Maybe they don't know how to say it. They're just like avoiding conflict. Not a good skill if you're a recruiter,
right.
Because communication and conflict resolution skills are absolutely critical there. Sometimes things like that happen. Maybe this person went on unexpected PTO.
Yep.
Maybe this person was let go. Org changes happen.
I will say, if you're constantly getting ghosted, maybe you're applying for the wrong jobs. Like, maybe you need to go back to the episode about resume skills and figure out what your strengths are so that you can apply for the right jobs so you're not constantly getting ghosted.
Yeah, and I mean, I think there's like a different expectation if you're ghosted just after applying versus ghosted after interviewing. Because usually if you've interviewed, you've made the connection, they've expressed interest, they could at least send you a little email to say, we're no longer interested. I think that's a reasonable expectation job seekers could have.
What are some ways that someone can manage that anxiety as they're waiting to hear back?
If you're waiting to hear back from an interview, one of the things you can do is after about a week, you can follow up, re-express your interests. You know, one of the main things you can keep doing is keep applying, keep interviewing, because if you've interviewed and even if you felt like I was the right fit, the interview went really well, I don't understand why they're not getting back to me. There's so many unknowns, and really you can't base your value off of this company.
Inspirational, honestly.
You know you're strong. You know your qualifications. You know what you bring to the table. And so if this company is not communicating with you, now's the time to kind of pivot and shift your strategy and focus on something else.
That makes me wonder about the things that people can do on their own end while they're waiting to hear back. So I have another fun kind of game for you, but we're just going to switch it up. And I'm going to have you respond to some internet questions, but you only have 2 minutes, and Christian, our producer, is going to time you. Are you ready?
I'm going to do my best.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Go.
How do you ask for feedback after an interview?
Okay, so let's just say overall, we're asking for feedback by email. We're starting off emails all the same way. I hope you're doing well. And then you're going to reiterate your interest in the company. And if you're just doing a standard follow-up, of course you could say, I had a really great time meeting you. And please let me know if there's any additional information I can give you to help in the decision-making process.
Boom. Okay. How do you ask for feedback after an interview when the feedback is delayed or missing?
You acknowledge the same things I just said, but then you also add on, hey, I understand people get busy and that everybody's time is valuable, but if there's any update that you can share in the status of my application, I would greatly appreciate it.
Boom. Okay. How do you ask for feedback after you've been rejected for a job?
Oh, sad. Sad face. If you've been rejected, you can still follow up, let them know hey, I appreciated meeting everybody. I understand maybe this wasn't a good fit, but as you know, I am actively applying for other roles. And so if there's any feedback that you can give me that I could apply to my other applications and interviews, I would be greatly appreciated.
Boom. Okay, you only have a couple seconds. Should I send a thank you note?
Absolutely. You should always send a thank you note. Of course, people might disagree and say it's a, outdated tradition, but it's absolutely helpful to send one. If you can send a handwritten one, that's like extra bonus points.
Boom.
With 32 seconds to spare.
I can talk more.
No.
Want to know which resume skills actually get past the filters? We know what recruiters are really looking for. Search for Indeed on YouTube.
We actually have a viewer perspective on the question of whether to send a thank you note. And so there's a comment that one of our viewers left, and it says, to push back a bit, regardless of your feeling of how an interview goes, it's always a good idea to send a thank you email afterwards. I've known people who later found out that sending a thank you letter is what made the difference that got them hired. Even if it doesn't, at least it shows professionalism and courtesy.
I agree. I mean, these are like really great points. It does show professionalism. It does show courtesy. Honestly, I think one of the best thank you notes / gifts I received. We once interviewed a career coach, and she dropped off a gift basket for every person on the interview panel. And now that I'm saying it out loud, maybe it's bribery.
It's a bit much. Yeah, it's a
maybe
bit much.
It's bribery, but full context, of course, we're like, oh, chit-chatty, and, people always talk about pets. And I'm like, oh, do you have a dog? Do you have a cat? Whatever. So in the little baskets, she brought dog treats for the people that had dogs, catnip toys for people like me who have cats. I mean, yes, maybe
It's
it was
bribery.
a little
It's
above, maybe it was a little
literally
bribery, but it was really nice to see, like, oh, she paid attention to us as people.
She's thoughtful. Like, I feel like, especially for a career coach job, you're like, I want someone who cares about people and like listens to what they say.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah.
She's investing in us. We should invest in her.
Yeah.
And we did invest in her.
She got hired.
The bribe worked.
I will say, though, like, there's been people who I've interviewed for roles, because roles under our team are like hot commodity, and they've just sent really thoughtful emails to me, and I'm like, I do want to hire you. You're very nice.
And you can write really well, and that is a key skill for the type of work that we're in.
Yes, and there's also been people who I just hired even if they didn't send a thank you message, so it's like, it depends.
Yeah, I mean, usually it's not a make or break kind of moment, but it is a special touch.
Well, that's our show for today. Thank you so much for watching Job Search Stories. If you're liking our job search advice, make sure you like and subscribe, but also drop a question or any topic you'd like us to cover in future episodes. That's it. Bye.
I got you, boo. I'm being so nice.
You're trying to be so nice, and it's
I'm
making me uncomfortable.
overcompensating.